I have seen the bus.
I've never been. I'm afraid to get on the bus. I think I lose my conservative card if I get on the bus.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I guess, about 4 or 5 year old when we was growing up. And, well, we had a rough life. Our dad, he was with us part of the time he's out with women. He'd leave for weeks at a time and leave us. Then he'd come back. And then he left us. And I was real small then, too. All of us were small.
How small?
But,
how old were you when he left?
I'll tell you, I guess I was. Now my brother, he was just a walking. I say he's about a year old. So I'm about 4 or 5 years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd cook when I wasn't big enough to cook, cause Mom had cancer and she couldn't do much. And I'd stand up in chairs and cook our breakfast. And we had this old spring. When he'd leave, we didn't have nothing. And we'd have to get out and pick beans, or we'd work we'd sell berries, or we'd get out and pick strawberries. Or we'd work all day for a rabbit in a cornfield. And then when we'd go to church, she'd take us to church. We'd walk to church. And when we'd come home, we'd all start doing our chores, what we had to do. And back then, you had to get out and work or you wouldn't have anything. Because ain't nobody had any money or anything. Mm-hmm. Whatever they give you, if they pay you 50 cents or whatever, we'd have to take that. A rabbit or anything. We'd go to school, we didn't have anything to eat. We had an old apple tree up there across the road. That's what we'd eat every lunch. Every day we'd go get us an apple and eat it. And we didn't have no shoes or anything hardly to wear. And after we got older, well, my dad, he'd come in and out. He'd go a while and live somewhere, and then he'd come back. And so whenever he left the last time he come in, he said, "Kids, I'm going to leave." He said, "You can go with me or you can go with your mom." So we'd stayed with her mom because she's always there for us and helped us. And he told me he was going to jump in the river and kill himself. Well, I thought he did, I worried about him. And then when Carol was born, he stayed away till she was about a month old, I think. And he come in and he said, "I want to see my grandbaby." I said, "I don't think you got a grandbaby." I said, "You don't have a daughter." And so he moved down here. He was living somewhere else and he came back. And after that, we got to know him real well, but he never did stay with us or anything. And they'd have to make up and buy us food, and bring to us because we had to have food to eat. And Harold, my brother, and Bill Harris and Jim Harris, they all helped, and Blackhead and all of them. And then after that, he told us he wanted us all to get married. So he said, "You can get married or whatever you want to do," he said, "because I'm not going to be here, or you can go with us." So Mom, she had that cancer, she had in her breast and had one on top of her head and everything. She couldn't do anything. So we'd have to work, help pay the bills in. And then she used to go to bed of a night afraid to live to see her kids big enough to, to get married, where we wouldn't have to be alone by herself. Mm. And we've had it rough all of our life, and I'm still having it rough. And then I don't know when I met Willie. He come in and lived with us for a long time before we ever got married.
In the same house?
Huh? Yeah, he did. But he lived up there with his grandma first, up there by us. And then after that we got married. I never did see him. He didn't hardly ever come around until he got sick. And then he moved to Jamestown. And we used to go over and help him work. So we've had it rough.
Was he with a different woman than your mom?
Oh, yeah.
Did they marry?
My dad, at last he did. But he lived with them 2 or 3 times before he was married.
So it was you and Cotton when you were how old when you married Cotton?
I was with him. He lived with us whenever I was about 16-year-old, I guess.
In separate quarters, I assume.
Yeah.
So
That's the only man I've ever had.
well, that's all you ever needed.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe more.
Because he's a handful.
Okay, this next tune is on our new album, and I'm really excited to give Zona Abston a copy of this. It's called The Ballad of Zona Abston, and this was part of that day that Hippie just brought me up, and I had a chance to talk a little bit with her and then follow up and talk some on the phone, just to hear a little bit about, her past. And I just really didn't do much, just tried to put it to music. And I hope she likes it. Boys that come and shine on the road outside, like thunder the engine is sounding. Boys, this story ain't about you this time. It's about my 75 years on this mountain. The wheels of my mind turn backwards. I can see clear as spring water. My mind thrills but aches as I tell the words of a Cravenstown coal miner's daughter. I was born the 5th of 9 children. My daddy was a miner at Davidson, but a blown out shot set his shaft to burning, and the company don't pay damages, all pensions. Daddy said he's going down to the river shore, gonna drown himself in the deepest water, leaving there a coin or a script for the company store. Found him a new gal and went to Indiana. I want it for Daddy, and I want it for learning. I want it for some of God's goodwill. If there's anyone to know there's more to life than a dollar bill, Lord, you know it's me. Am I deserving this cold-hearted dream? Was a long barefooted walk to the schoolhouse day. Had nothing to make a lunch pail with neither, just the eyeballs that dropped from the schoolyard tree. When Mama died, nothing was waiting for our dinner. Then Cotton came a call. I was about 17. Soon after the babies came a crying. Well, he did a little mine and a little shining between, a little drinking, a little gambling besides. I want it for Daddy, and I want it for learning. I want it for some of God's goodwill. If there's anyone to know there's more to life than a dollar bill, Lord, you know it's me. Am I deserving this cold-hearted dream? Well, the mining's all done, but we're still on this mountain. Guess our roots was stronger than our wings. And flying ain't as easy when it's pennies that you're counting, while the company men are off living like kings. Well, the blessing of a baby is the burden of a mother, and a wife pays the wages of a wedding band, and a man's just a hole in the ground like any other, and a company ain't ever worth a damn. And I've wanted for daddy, and I've wanted for learning, I've wanted some guy's goodwill. There's anyone to know there's more to life than a dollar bill. Lord, you know it's me. Am I deserving this cold-hearted dream?
Sing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now